Hope yet.
Hi.
Hallo, hoe gaan
Hello,
de...
everybody.
Good, Yella.
How's it going? Sorry we went on last week.
Oh, yes.
We were all sick, lame, and lazy, and not really cool. And today we are having extreme hijinks.
Yes.
So we do apologize. We're a little bit late as well. But yeah, we've had a little bit of a technical difficulty, as they would say. But otherwise, we seem to be able to be pulling it out of the shoe.
That's what they call it in Cambodia, Andre. That's
Yeah,
what
huh?
in Cambodia.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll blame it on Cambodia. But yes,
It's nice to be back. We haven't seen you live for quite a while. I'm seeing Divan is already on the chat saying hi guys, and I
where's
think
Divan?
I think we just want to wish him getting well soon as well. I think he's been going through the same issues that we've been having for the last 2 weeks.
Tonight?
First it was us, and then you guys went through the flu, and now it's his turn. So
You on the... Are you sure?
we hope you feel better soon, Divan.
Yeah, shame. I think the flu is more going around at the moment because even at school, then people are off and then people are back. So, yes. Hello, Monica. Nice to see you watching us.
Hello,
I will see you
Monica.
tomorrow at school.
I hope you're not watching if you've got homework to do.
Oh, shame.
Okay, so yeah, last week we weren't around, but yeah, we I do apologize. It was just like so many things fell in place and was pretty ill. Didn't even do a section on the echo either, which has left us with yes, thank you. And it has left us with not much to actually come across this week. So this is why this week is labeled just chatting, because that's just what we are going to do, is just chat as well and just see how things are going. So how's it going at your house?
Here it's going quite well. Busy as always, not taking a break, and keep going.
Yeah, you're going to work yourself to a standstill one of these days.
Sometimes I feel like I've already starting. I complained to Niels yesterday. I said, I'm so tired and I'm so overworked, but at least I can't complain that I'm underpaid. Not the overwork, underpaid situation in this case. It's the overwork and luckily a decent pay with it.
Yes. Oh, my goodness.
Andre, well, we're starting this live. You are currently a coordinator at a Cambodian school or international school in Cambodia, and I have heard a rumor that you had all the preparations for your graduation. How was it different being a coordinator than being just a normal teacher in graduation?
Look, it was a little bit different, but I mean, I must say I didn't do all the organizing myself. I only had to organize certain things. But the damn problem is you've got to work for a change. And as a teacher, you can just sit back and watch the graduation go by.
Correction if you're not in kindergarten.
There's what the hall looked like. And I must say, that was Supia and her team. Supia's not on today because she's busy nursing Divan back to health. That's what the hall looked like with all the kiddies and that there. Those are my two stars. That is on the left-hand side is Monica, and on the right-hand side is Barita, and they were probably the best MCs that I've ever seen. They had such a great nature, temperament, and way that they handled it. It was absolutely brilliant. Great. There's just from the stage up forward.
Is that inside of your school?
Yes.
Yes, that's in the hall. That's in the hall at the school. It's the school's auditorium hall, and those just the
Oh wow, it's
certificates.
amazing. It's so beautiful.
And there's just little kiddies who took balloons out afterwards. But yeah, so those are
Yes.
Beautiful.
we were shared a little bit that was shared with us as such. What's Stephen say?
I believe stressful is the word.
Oh, Devon.
Getting the
The reason I'm asking is in South Africa, being a teacher and experiencing graduation, usually the graduation is for the crossover from kindergarten to primary school, and then from end of primary school to high school, and then obviously university. So it's different. Since I came to Cambodia, I've been working in kindergarten, and we haven't had the opportunity to have a graduation in our own school. Both of the schools, or all three of the schools that I've worked for during these 2 years, they don't have the space to actually have their own graduation on the premises. We've rented out, when you guys were at BIA with me, we rented out the one hall in one of the universities, and with my current school, there's no space for even thinking or considering having a graduation ceremony.
no, yes. I'm going to answer that now. I just want to show you a photo that Sophia pulled in there, sent over to me now. That's my MC and my MC, and 1, 2, 3, 4 flag bearers, and the coffin carrier.
Is that you?
Yeah.
Where's gone Virgo?
Went for a haircut. But anyway, let's get back to your statement there. Yes, many schools don't have the facilities. You know, when we were with BIA, I think you guys were with us, if I'm not mistaken. Niels, you were definitely with us. And yeah, well, I don't know where the photos are now, but I remember carrying Rota off the stage at that one, the one graduation. But we did it also. We did it off
Campus.
off campus. The campus, a lot of campuses don't have the facility. Fortunately, we have a fairly decent sized hall at ICS, so it did provide for that. However, this year, well, the graduation's very late this year, because usually it's around about September, October. The previous year, because that's when the grade 6s go to your senior year, which is grade 7, and then the kindergarten, the K3s, go to grade 1, which is your beginning of your primary out of kindergarten. So those two grades grade. So your kindergarten grades to primary, and your primary grades to high school or secondary as such. Very strange, because I know back in South Africa we have like 7 grades in what? We have 7 grades in junior school, which is like a grade 1 to grade 7 in primary school. We used to have sub A, sub B, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you went to high school for 5 years, and it was like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and now it's what, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But we never actually had a graduation like we have here. I don't know if you guys had one there back in South Africa.
We had one in primary school, but only for the leaving the kindergarten department into grade 1.
We never had one from I didn't really do kindergarten. I was quite talented. I skipped kindergarten. No, I'm kidding. We didn't have kindergarten in this little town that I grew up. What's it? It's so weird. It's weird.
Man, it's so weird, yes.
It's so weird. Yeah, it is weird for us to have graduations around here, Monica. But it's beautiful as well. It's really lovely to see the kids graduating, coming up. So I think it's a nice idea. I don't think it's a bad thing. I would have liked it as well. And then high school graduation, we didn't. We all got into the hall, sang a song, and like, footsack, now you go away.
You had 40 days for graduation.
All you worried about is getting through so you can go to the next grade. That's all. There was no such things as graduation days and things like that. So it was normal school, going from one grade to the other grade.
I don't know when you guys were in school in matric, as it was quite some time before us. But when we were in matric, instead of having graduation, we had 40 days.
Yeah,
So
Oh, do I remember 40
that
days?
was that
that
was
is all.
our,
That's
that was
all.
our like,
I also wonder how many people do remember 40 days, because I remember what was done on 40 days, which we shall not mention, as I know we have many, how should I say, people who can be influenced by bad 40 days encounters. Yeah. But yeah, we used to celebrate 40 days when we had 40 days left to the end of school as well. What we did on the start of our 40 days is we all got there in our cars, and who didn't get cars caught lifts. And we went on to, well, in South Africa, all the schools have got a rugby field and a cricket field and swimming pool in front of the schools and that. And we got there in our cars and we went onto the rugby field, and we all had these big gas barbecues. And we went onto the grass at about, it was about 5:30 in the morning. And all the matrics, which are the grade 12s, we all barbecued on the rugby field. I don't think we were too very popular for doing it, but
and the worst of that is you chose the holy grass sport.
yeah.
In school, your rugby field and your morning sit down piece of grass, like where the assembly is. That grass is like off limits. You're not allowed to walk there during school time. You have to walk on the pavings around it, and let's get there.
Yeah, no. So yeah, 40 days was a big thing, because that was 40 days till you finished school. But this last year, 2020, has had immense effects on everything, from how we did school to, I mean, the graduation. What I was wanting to say is, like, it's usually in September, October, but because the students weren't able to be at school, and then they were for a week, and then they were stopped again, and now they've eventually come back this term, and well, after the break they came back, and then we had, eventually we said, well, because the graduation was going to be beginning December, and then everyone couldn't come to school again, and now we said, okay, right now it's going to be at the end of January. But very different. First of all, we couldn't have parents and friends and that there, like usually happens, because we are not allowed to have gatherings, huge gatherings, big gatherings of more than like 50 people or 100 people or something to that effect. Social distancing would have been impossible, because the school hall is only just that big, and they didn't do group photographs because of social distancing, and they didn't do a singing number. Not that I'm sorry, because they were busy with high school exams, because now the guys are already in grade 7, and they're all having to come back to get to grade 2. Sorry, not grade 2, sorry, 7s, to grade 6 to do their graduation thing. And they're writing exams, and we're not being able to, like, even get them for being able to do singing practice. So when they said we can't sing, I said hallelujah. But it's, you know what, it's those special little things that get missed out. And the weirdest thing is, you're going to see that well, as you saw in that photograph of mine that I shared now, I can actually pull it up again. I don't know if it's, there we go. You'll see that it's almost normal to us these days, but it's abnormal. Everybody's got face masks, face shields on. And that was the whole graduation thing: face masks, face shields. And, you know, everyone that comes up, you can't, like, do the cokey shake hands thing, whatever. It's face masks, face shields. You can't do group photos, because then you're all stuck together. You can't sing, because then you're all stuck together and you spewing all over each other. So as beautiful as what it was, and as nice as what it was, it still had a few things missing, like your parents and that. So yes, but it was wonderful, and Sophia and her team did that hall to the teeth. It was stunning, and they all looked stunning as well for that day. So, but
Did they do traditional clothes?
Yes.
Oh, that is the most beautiful, most amazing thing to see. I don't think someone that has not seen it yet can even imagine how beautiful it is when Cambodian people or Khmer people wear their traditional dresses and outfits.
I,
Personally, it looks so uncomfortable, and I don't think I'll ever wear it.
I don't have many, but if you see there, she's dressed like that, and then at the back there as well, and they're sort of traditional dressing there.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, now Andre, that you mentioned it about the face shields and masks that's always on, I actually it struck me during this week that not only did I think this is the closest we've been back to normal. To normal.
Yes.
The past couple of weeks is the closest to normal we've been. And then I realized during this week that some of my students in my class, I have never seen their face except for their eyes. I've never seen, their nose, I've never seen their mouth. And I don't think if they walk without a mask, I would recognize them. I think they'll look like different people to me. So.
Yeah, unless you know them from before.
That should be interesting if we're going back to normal without wearing any masks.
If we ever go back to normal,
If we get to that stage, or
Yeah.
if we walk past our students in the street, I don't think we'll know who they are.
Yeah, no, it will be nice to be back to normal, but I don't know when that will happen. Corona is still very active.
Yeah.
Now, talking about Corona, have you guys seen that America closed their borders for South Africans currently?
Serious?
Yes, America. I think it was
On Monday.
1 or 2 weeks ago. I saw it on the post that the new American president closed the gates and said, listen, no South Africans due to the new strains of COVID that is happening and going on in South Africa.
Oh. That's hectic.
Because South Africa's got new strains and that, and I think the states in itself are struggling heavily.
Yeah.
I've heard about Brazil as well. I think Brazil is also one of the countries that's got a very, very serious strain back again. And I think not to make this a negative vibe, but I think it's mostly as I've seen photos and pictures and things on my Facebook, just in regards to personal friends and people that I've met before. Like, there's so little people that actually still does the whole mask and don't go out, don't go party, don't go to big gatherings.
Yeah.
It looks on social media as if South Africa has been going back to normal, and the fact of the matter is they're not. So
the sad thing is the new way of life is being accepted is very antisocial. And it's been like that for actually quite a while before COVID, but it's just like now putting itself in place where a lot of people were on phones and things and stuff, and everything was social media and instant messaging, but you still had those that went out and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And now it is just like everything's going digital. And sadly, it has taken a year for us just to get used to it, and we're kind of accepting it now. We'll all be living in a matrix one of these days. I want to show you a photo. You were talking about traditional dress. Sophia's just sent it on Telegram as well.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Sophia. That is a great example. Wow.
That's what the ladies looked like at the graduation on Saturday.
But from a girl's standpoint, it is really beautiful. But do you think that we'll pull it off?
Can you imagine what we will look like in it?
Oh.
Not enough material.
No.
Either a very big hourglass or a pear.
Yeah, it will look like those they used to make these fruit baskets or biltong baskets. And I put cellophane around it, and then I put the ribbon around it. That's what we will look like.
Upside down. Oh, that's brilliant.
I'm going to take Niels's example and take the fifth over here.
You guys, now that we've been talking about kids graduating, I've never thought about it. do you think there's a specific time for graduation, or do you think that each school uses their own? Because, like, for us in South Africa, graduating or moving over to a new group or level or grade is December. End of the year, you start your new year in a new grade. But in Cambodia, I've noticed that they don't use Khmer New Year as a base. They don't use Chinese New Year as a base, and they don't use our New Year as a base to switch over.
No, but you must remember, most of these schools don't start at the same time.
No, most of these schools do, but they don't start at the same time South Africa. And the international.
Do they all start in August?
In the international schools do, yeah. But the I think the local schools go to year end, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if I take it into consideration, when I was at BIA, we only had our break in September, and their new year only started in October.
Yeah, and we start in September in the school that we are at. I think they're all around. They're all around about there. None of the international schools really actually end in December.
No.
I think it's more and I stand corrected again. I think it's more your I don't want to say local schools. What do I want to say? Government schools that work year on year over year. But the international schools don't. They work like from an August, September, October. As Neil said, yeah, we finish at the end of August. Then we have 2 weeks break in September. Well, the kids have 2 weeks break in September. And then they come back to their new grades. After that, they actually finish. Well, like now, we're writing exams for the end of the second term now.
Yeah.
At this coming week. And headache. Anyway, so then after that, they are on leave for a week, and when they come back, they start their third term. I mean, most schools are like settling into their first term if you look at South Africa. Literally it will be. South Africans are going back to school on the 14th, as far as I know at the moment.
Yes.
I don't think the schools open in South Africa. Are the schools open in South Africa?
No, they're going back.
Yeah, I think I saw something between the 14th and the 16th of February.
Yeah, because I know the schools are closed. Because when I spoke to our daughter, her son is in grade 1. Well, I don't know. He's supposed to go to grade 2 this year, but she said the schools are actually closed until 15th of February, I think.
So sorry, just something that I find very laughable. If they open up the schools on the 14th of February on Valentine's Day, that is going to be quite a mess, because all the students are going to be hugging and kissing and holding hands.
Social distancing, wait. Hello, teacher. Hugging each other. High school is going to be an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, no. But it is what it is. I mean, we've now all, like Andre says, busy adapting to this new style of life.
I think we'll be busy with it for about at least the next year.
Yeah.
Well, things at our school's picking up a little. As you guys know, we're still like kind of starting up, and then COVID happened, and then everything was back to scratch again, and now we're getting there again. And I think we got 2 new students last week, and on Monday I get 2 more students as well. So I think the parents is slowly starting to introduce their young ones into school again, because for all 4 of the students that I'll be having from Monday, is all of them haven't been in a previous school as well.
Oh, okay.
The parents were scared to put them in school due to COVID, and I think now only in Cambodia they start accepting the truth of, listen, this is going to go on for a while, so we need to send our kids to school.
Yeah.
No matter the situation.
Yes.
Well, what does it say? Yeah. What is that one that Niels uses? Visualizer.
Visualizer.
We're down hectically. I mean, when I last checked, when my stress levels allowed me to check the internet, we were on like 58, and I think we're down to like 28 or something like that now. 22
active.
Uh, and that gave us one in the last 10 hours. South Africa,
Oh.
112,000 with 43,900, so almost 44,000 deceased. You know what? I am still, I don't want to say skeptical, but I still believe this thing is a bit of a reset. I don't not believe that it's a pandemic, and I don't not believe that it's a virus, and I don't not believe that it's serious. But I'm adverse to the paranoia that surrounds it, if I can put it this way. I think it needs to be treated as a virus, as a pandemic. And yes, you know what? If you go into public places, wear your mask. And then you get those that go, masks don't help. And then you get those that go, well, this doctor has never been wrong. So he will be right for predicting for that. And then you get the next guy who says, well, you know what? My doctor says it's this way. And then this scientist, you know what? They're a mile a freaking minute. And what we've got to take a look at, what are facts? The facts are this pandemic takes out around about 1.something% of mortality rate. It has a 98% survival rate. What we need to do is learn to live with it and learn to deal with it, which I think is what we spent most of last year doing. To live in paranoia and negativity from it is short-sighted and narrow-minded, I would say.
I think being cautious is good, but don't be paranoid, because as soon as you get paranoid, you and like, for instance, if someone has got the flu in a shop and you have stress, you're paranoid, you're scared, your immune system automatically goes down. Because you're stressed, because there's so much going on in your own body. So because the chance that you'll catch the cold is almost 9 out of 10.
There's also the saying that goes, what you focus on, you will attract.
Exactly.
So you focus on being paranoid about all of this, you will attract all of this. You know, if that's what your mind spins around most of the time. And it's a strange thing. I don't have it on. I have got it on my phone. It's a little thing that actually says, you know what you focus on and what your mind goes is what occupies your time. So when you occupy your time with negativity, when you occupy your time with narcissism, you know what I am, then you know what. You are going to be sorely disappointed, because you're going to suddenly discover that you're the biggest flaw ever, because you are not busy considering others. Strangely enough, if you're occupying your time with news, you are going to be stressed. I mean, I used to watch a lot of news and stuff, and I found that it stressed me out more than anything else. I wasn't paranoid about it, but it started like really chewing at me.
Yes.
I mean, even with the Echo, just trying to find news for it, and eventually I'm sitting back going, no. I'm not doing political all the time. You know, I'll just chat a little bit and take a look what's on, and we'll breeze through it. But every day I used to watch about 3 or 4 different news streams and things like that. And suddenly you find you're focusing on, you're missing the good in life, the happiness. You're missing your friends in life. You're missing conversations with your friends. I mean, like I said to Niels, when you and got together now just before the stream starts. Flipping, we've obviously starved the women from conversation, because they just can't shut up the minute they got on there.
We haven't seen each other forever.
Yeah, we haven't seen each other in a while, so we had to catch up a little.
2 weeks.
Well, I don't want to be funny, but we've been so hectic this week. Niels has had exams coming out of his ears and left, right, and center.
Yeah,
I've had graduation. Then I must honestly say that between the two of us, we've hardly got to even see each other. And we work in the same room. We're in the same faculty room.
Yeah, up and above for our morning cup of coffee or tea, we don't really see each other after that much.
And I think 2 mornings this morning, we didn't even get one in this week either.
Yeah. We had a morning where you were in the office and I brought you a cup of tea.
Yes.
Well,
Neil
unfortunately,
saved me.
the teacher that works in kindergarten does not have the opportunity to go down and have a cup of coffee. So
We all make our choices.
No, yeah, it's really difficult because we couldn't even go for our smoke breaks together. It's like, did you have a smoke break? Good, I'll have one now then. Yeah.
Well, Andre, just to tell a little story that I've heard is that Niels came home, I think it was a week or two ago, and he was like, "No, so today I feel a little bit bad." And I'm like, "Why do you feel bad?" And he's like, "Because I just left Andre and had lunch by myself because it took forever to get there." And he was talking to me about the day when you were doing something and said, "Listen, in about 10 minutes we'll have lunch." And then like 15 minutes before Niels' lunch ended, he went to grab a bite and you came down while he's going to class. And you're like, "Are we going to have lunch now?" I already had lunch.
Yeah, it
I have to
seriously
say
happened.
that's quite funny.
Well, it was Thursday or Friday. I like, Devon, I'll catch you guys now. And I thought, oh, well, they're going downstairs. And I just got busy again. And then I looked, and it was probably a half an hour later that I eventually like grabbed hold of my stuff and started running down to go and meet them. And these poor guys were standing at the canteen waiting for me just outside the. I felt so horrid because I just, you know what, and that's why I say we've got to actually sometimes. I never took breaks at work in Cape Town. At one stage, I just wouldn't. I said it broke my stride and I could not stop. And then suddenly I realized one day, and that's why I changed my whole thing, and I've really got to get back to that here as well, is the fact that and Devon's obviously feeling better because he's scolding me there for it. But sometimes you need to take that break. You need to take that break to reset. Just take a. Let's put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
And you know what? More often than not, you come back realizing it's not such a mountain as what you suddenly piled onto your plate. You suddenly just shelved them.
Yeah.
And it's not as bad as what it seems.
The brain needs to have just a slow down and then get going again.
Oh, one of my TAs is getting married tomorrow, so she's in the province. And
You're not going to eat any food there, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm not going. She's in I'm not sure the name, but I know it's like 4 hours drive from here. But so she's not here. And this whole week I didn't get the opportunity to come home for lunchtime because there was not enough hands to help. And so I think it was on Thursday or Wednesday, we were in the sleeping room with the students because one of our new students, he like takes about an hour to get calmed down to actually fall asleep. And I'm laying on the floor with my head on an extra pillow next to the child and like, "Shh, it's okay, sleep now, sleep now." And the next moment I wake up and it's like a half an hour after the students woke up and all of them sitting in the eating room waiting for snacks, and I'm getting up and I'm like, "No, why didn't you wake me up?" And she's like, my other teacher's like, "Teacher, we tried, but you didn't want to wake up." I felt so bad.
Leave me alone, I'm sleeping.
And it happened. And I was just like, oh my word, because I'm so used to coming home and with things going so crazy at work, I just didn't this week. I just stayed at school. And I really tried to not fall asleep, and just halfway through the week, I was like out. I couldn't hold it anymore. I didn't even realize it. I just woke up and the kids is like sitting there going, "Teacher, we want snacks."
Those poor TAs. Teacher Yolandi went to sleep and Chewbacca woke up.
I had such a chuckle because Niels and I were reminiscing about the BIA times when we got to the end of the term and we'd finished exams and everything, and there was really nothing. It was like about 2 or 3 days of just keeping the kids busy, and then we'd end up with practically almost the whole of the primary 1, 2, and 3, or 1 and 2 together and everything like that in one room, and we'd be like showing the movies, and I'd like get myself into one of the little seats and like sit back there and like sing and I felt horrid because then I'd wake up and I'd see Niels is watching everyone until we came back after lunch and I saw Niels in the corner. I was like watching everyone and I thought, oh, it's okay, we're busy relieving each other.
The two of you sleeping the same way has had a whole train on their toes. So
Yeah, that come up as well. Our train conversation. Oh well. Anyways, I think we've reached our limit of chat today, guys. So we're not going to push it on forever and ever and ever. We've had pretty nice chat about graduation. Then I think next weekend we'll be chatting about Chinese New Year. Am I correct?
yes, we actually passed Naga World and they started decorating the grounds. Took off the Christmas decorations and had some Chinese lights hanging already. So they're busy doing the decorations then.
Yeah.
So we'll probably get some Chinese decorations. Our building has been decorated fantastically with Chinese stuff.
Wow.
But even in the entrance where we came in, where there was a Christmas tree at Christmas time, there's now a Chinese tree with the little red envelopes hanging off it, and they've got little lanterns.
Wow.
They've even changed that big portrait picture to like a Chinese New Year picture and everything. So yeah, we'll maybe get some shots of Chinese New Year, take a look at where it comes, what year it is, what they do, what's important about it, and these mooncake things that they always eat. And
We'll see you guys on Saturday night because I just tutor 1 hour later during Sunday. So I'll see you Saturday night and we'll do some mooncake testing.
there we go. That sounds good as well. It's about time we got together.
We can just find someone that's decently priced because the ones that Lucky's, oh my.
If I'm not mistaken, we've got a team member's birthday coming up soon.
Yes.
She'll be hungover on Sunday. No, I'm kidding.
Sorry, you won't have a chocolate cake, but I'll make you some ants on a log. It's a tight month. I'm kidding.
I want a proper cake, ladies and
The
gentlemen.
other day she came home and made custard because she felt like cake.
You know, I've got pastry. We'll bring the custard and make custard slices.
Listen, let's cut everyone loose.
Okay, guys.
Ivan, Monica, everybody else that's been watching, it's been lovely to have you with us. We'll chat about Chinese New Year next Sunday, so we'll definitely have a topic and it won't just be a chat. We'll find some photos to take of the decorations throughout Phnom Penh. I haven't even put captions up today yet, so yeah, you're watching the Sunday Salad. Don't forget to like and subscribe, people. Like, share, and subscribe. There we go.
Like.
And yeah, if you have any maybe photos of Chinese New Year or of decorations from Chinese New Year, or you've drawn something or know something or would like to tell us something or have something to be discussed, not necessarily only next weekend of Chinese New Year, but maybe afterwards, if there's something that you would like to discuss or something that you would like us to discuss, or you'd like to come on and show us something about what you do, doesn't matter how old, how young, how old, whatever you are, we're always interested. Drop us a mail at motleymix2020@gmail.com and we would be happy to accommodate it. But thank you very much for watching. Those who are tuned in live, those who are watching on rerun, thank you very much. I hope you could at least find a little bit of humor throughout our chats. And we will see you in the next weekend.
Yes. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, I'm going to say bye now as well, but I've got to find the closing credits. Otherwise, I can't say bye. So let me find that. I need to find the closing credit to be able to share it. Otherwise, it's not going to work for me.
He lost it.
I lost it.
He lost it in translation.
It gave me a problem at the beginning, and now it's a problem now as well. So
Yeah, it's lost in translation. He saw.
How is it said on Mixed? Yolandi has left the chat.
Yeah.
you only have what?
I don't know if you guys remember Mixed.
No, I know about it, but I never used it.
I never used Mixer. It was like a
When we were in school, it was a big thing. So it was a group chat like this, and then it would have said, Yolandi has left the chat. And then like everyone else could see that this person has left the chat now.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see. I don't know if I've got sound, but if I don't have sound, I'm dreadfully sorry, people. But we are going to say cheerio. Have a nice day. Thank you very much for being with us.
5. Why is it a countdown?
Because it's the only one I could find right now. Sorry.
Dit was aan eten tutorials.
And I can still hear you, by the way.